Good morning and happy Thursday. It is October 17th. I thought I would hop in for a little creative divination, adventure, and tarot casting for the collective. There's a full moon in Aries today. Apparently it's a super moon, so I'm going to look at the energy around this full moon. This is my creative divination tarot casting book that I made using a regular sketchbook from Jerry's Artorama. I will put the links below, or at least the tags. And basically it's the stickers that we have. And I just put it so that way they're kind of like with us. Like this one I wrote how to do the daily casting. And you know, you just kind of, that's how I work with them. But it's not a tutorial on that. So I'm just going to get into the reading. I am using the 1909 Sawyer's Redux edition. This is currently funding on Kickstarter. We are halfway to our goal. The campaign ends on early October 29th, so you have just about 12 days left to back it if you like the deck. And you want to help see a second printing. Anyway, so let's get into it. Gonna do the layering how we do it, but I'm just gonna shuffle these cards and see what energy is surrounding this full moon. Perhaps it's something we need to release. A lot of times full moons are that culmination of the energy, and it's just finally reached the point where it's time to just let it go, right? So let's see. See what the focal card is going to be. I've been using pocket decks so much that the larger decks are a little harder for my hands. So we've got that Knight of Swords energy. I'm just gonna put you back in your little bag over here. Okay. So Knight of Swords, and it's that urgency, urgent. We must do this now. We must. Man, do I feel that. I feel that so much. I feel lately everything's go. I want to say, I don't remember, it was years ago, but somebody had likened this card to the Joan of Arc energy. And I see that as an undertone. Basically, I've got to do it now, must do it now. Maybe we need to relax with this full moon. We have to let that go, right? Like maybe you've been going, and the time now is to just kind of, you've done all you can. Now you just got to pause. So let's see what Sentient Being, this is the Nature Portal deck. We still have some of these in our shop. Let's see who wants to join us. I overhand shuffle these and just kind of hear it and one pulls out. So I'm gonna take that one. The Spider. Yes, Miss Spider. And I love that this is the Halloween, the October Orb Weaver Spider. Basically, she's letting us know that I love Spider. Anyway, when we see it, it's that being creative in the world that we're manifesting around us, right? Like the spider creates her web every single night and then tears it down every single night and rebuilds it. So that urgency might just be a call to look at what needs to be taken down and rethought and restructured. And there's a lot of dismantling going on right now, so I feel like that tracks. But it's also, what do you want to catch in your web? What do you want to keep in there? What's going to nourish you? You know, these are the, I'm using all Rider-Waite Redux deck themes, and then with my portals and Lenormand. So these are the tile version. And these will add to the conversation. So we've got Temperance. See, there's Temperance. Throw that there. The Knight of Swords. It's going to be hard to let that energy go. Ace of Cups. And the Star. Okay. So what's flanking this energy, right? Like, why do we feel like we were being rushed? Or everything has to be done now, or this is our calling, and it's literally looping in our brain, and it's what it just keeps coming and coming, and what we keep catching maybe in our web, right? And it's trying to find that internal balance and calming the emotions, and our cups are just, it's been very emotional. I see the cup in here and I see the 2 cups here, and I know it's been so emotional, but there's so much at stake. There's so much wishing going on. Maybe you're dabbling in your magic. Maybe you're trying to find your work-life balance. Whatever it is that you're trying to find has brought you to this point of urgency. Urgent, urgent, urgent. I've got to do it. I've heard the call. I'm taking up action. I'm doing this. I'm doing this now. It's literally what you keep rebuilding in your web every night. It's what you've caught in there. And maybe with that spider, you've wrapped it and wrapped it and wrapped it. Maybe it's time to digest it. Maybe it's time to eat it so that you can let it go and figure out if the cause is really as big as you think it is. There's a lot that we're hoping for. There's a lot that we're trying to manifest. Seeing that star there, it's holding up the energy. So it's like, it's a big wish. And sometimes when we do things like that, it's really hard to just let it go. So we have to like keep coming back to it and just trusting the process and trusting that things are working out, right? I'm going to bring in some Lenormand, because this is when the conversation starts to get loopy and a little big. So the Lenormand helps to tether it. At least that's how I do these readings. And so we have the fish. These are the tiny Lenormand. I'm going to throw you there. And we have the moon. Hello, moon. It is a full moon. And then I'm going to put the ones at the bottom. And these are usually the undercurrent or the action steps. So we've got the scythe. The clover. And the fox. Okay. So like I was saying, we've got that energy that's looping. We've got that must do it now. And what brought us here is, you know, it's been a lot. It's been abundant. We're trying to find the balance. We're trying to find our balance of the emotions. We're being pulled this way and that. But there's the middle, right? It's this or that, but nobody's really understanding there's an and or an or. It's the middle. The middle path is where we're going to find that balance. It's where we're going to get those emotions in check. But with that fish there, it's talking about big, big emotions, as far as not big, but like abundant. There's so many going on. So the knight going this way is saying, okay, well, I got to get on top of that. I'm in the middle path, but I still am being pulled towards one side, or I still want one outcome more than the other. And temperance with that is just saying, look, there's a blending that happens in the middle, and the middle is going to calm us. That's where we're going to find this energy of the spider, right? Of being able to keep it in our web, being able to understand what's meant for us is we can build that, you know. And if yesterday's attempt didn't work, then today's a new day and tomorrow's a new day, and we can continue to build it in the vision that we want. So going forward, it doesn't feel as urgent. The energy has shrunken, it's smaller, because now we have the trust knowing that the universe is helping us, that there's a bigger force at work helping us. There's a spotlight on this force. It could be your career, it could be your vocation, it could be the thing that you're really most comfortable in, and right now it's your time to have that big spotlight on you. It could also just mean that this cycle has been very intense, and it's time to release that with this full moon of just kind of being at peace and being calm in the house that you're making for yourself and the web that you're weaving. The undercurrent is talking about these opportunities have come in quick, and they may seem a little shady, or they may seem a little off the beaten path. I personally see Fox 4 as like an entrepreneurial card for me, because I am self-employed. But in this aspect, I see it as it's just outside of the norm, right? Like the fox is often misunderstood because of the fact that, like, you know, farmers say they get their chickens or whatever, but there's a cunningness that has to be approaching. And so we have to look towards these opportunities that have come in really quick, and they're fast, and they're probably fleeting, but we have to seize that opportunity with a different strategy, right? So how to release this energy on the full moon is just to kind of strategize, excuse me, first day of my new tongue. It's also early. Strategize with a different thought process, right? Like the looping doesn't need to be the fact. Like, what was it? I heard a long time ago, a thought is just a belief you keep on thinking. So don't let that belief rent too much space, and just keep the vision of what you want and continue to work towards what you want. I'm going to use these four corners of this spread, as just a general outlook, a check-in. I learned this approach from Jenna Matlin at Omega one year. She said, you know, if you want a general outlook, take out the four aces and then pull a card for those. So these aces are already here. So we've got communication with the swords, creativity, and work with the wands, relationships with the cups, and money with the pentacles. So gonna give us just a general outlook in these areas, maybe just for the collective, where our thoughts and communications and conflicts lie. Shuffle off camera. This is the pocket version. So communications. So we've got the Fool. Some foolish communications, but also to approach the way we engage with almost a naive energy or a new energy. Like plans, not results, when it comes to the way that we're engaging and communicating in conflict. Like, be the fool if you need to be the fool, and the fool also is the person who can speak the truth without getting too much repercussion for it. But the communication is just kind of, it's a new day, right? So let's see, relationships. Oh, my hands love the pocket deck so much. It's so much easier for me to shuffle. It's really all I've been working with. So relationships, we've got death, right? This energy is telling us that maybe there's some relationships that are going to change drastically, and maybe we just need to let go of them. Not all relationships need to be in our life forever. And I know that the last couple years we've really been seeing that. So with this energy, it's just time to let go of it. Let them go. Let what needs to go, go. So creativity and work. Let's do our little check-in for that. And we've got the Hierophant over here. So with creativity and work, maybe you need a little bit more structure. Maybe you need to turn into traditional values going forward. Like, what's not working is maybe you're too outside of the box with that. So it's time to go back to something that's familiar, something that you know, or perhaps you are in a really deep case of study, and that's telling you you're on the right path for your creative and work. And then now money, let's see. Money, we have the Five of Wands. Isn't that the case? There's always struggle over money. Maybe there's some just back and forth going on, or just some playful banter. I know how this applies to my life, but there's always going to be not enough or too much, or the push and pull and just the jostling to make things work, right? But it's also not, it's aggressive but not super aggressive, so things will fall into place. You just got to find that rhythm, you know? So yeah, so that's the big energy for this full moon in Aries, the super moon. It's tarot casting. I know I said it in my last video, I would like to try and get more into this now that my life is settling down a little bit more. I do plan on doing weekly tarot castings. Don't yell at me if I don't, but maybe give me a gentle nudge if it's been more than a week. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. If it didn't, that's okay. It might not have just been for you, or maybe only aspects of it were for you. But no matter how it landed, I'm just so glad you're part of my creative divination world and this adventure in tarot casting. And again, shameless plug, the Redux deck is currently funding on Kickstarter. It will end at 10 a.m. on the 29th of October, 2024. The tiles are all in the shop already. The portals are in the shop. But other than that, I hope you have a wonderful week, no matter how this moon lands in your chart. See you later. Bye.